Jose Aldo beats Jonathan Martinez. I wasn't necessarily surprised. If you told me before that fight that Jose Aldo was going to win this fight, I wouldn't have been blown away. I've got to be honest though, I was surprised how much like Jose
Yeah.
Aldo looked right from the off. Right from the off, he was not tentative. He was not, didn't seem nervous. He wasn't pulling his punches. He was Jose Aldo, man. It was fantastic to see. The silhouette was the same silhouette we've seen
Yeah.
for decades, man. It was fantastic to see.
Yeah. I mean, Jose Aldo, I just mentioned there. I think I revealed my fanboy status of Jose Aldo when I said that I said he's going to mollywop McGregor. It was like a throwback to Jose Aldo in the WEC, which many new fans of mixed martial arts don't know. They only would have seen the highlights of the blue canvas. Uh, yeah, he looked sharp and willing to throw leg kicks because for years he just decided, oh, I'm not going to use my best weapon, which
Yeah.
was very frustrating as a longtime Jose Aldo fan. But yeah, like you said, he rolled back the years, and this was against a guy who is no slouch. I think Jonathan Martinez was on like a 5 or 6 fight win streak, and
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I think he's ranked number 10 at bantamweight. So, I mean, Jose Aldo has well and truly put himself in the mix, or to use the term, he's put the cat among the pigeons. He's the cat among the bantamweight pigeons now. So, yeah, I mean, if you would have told me that Aldo at how old is he now? 37, I think.
37. Yeah, Jose. It's 37.
37, yeah. Yeah, 37. If you would have told me that Jose Aldo at 37 would still be taking out up and comers, if you would have told me that a few years ago, namely after he lost to Peter Yan on Fight Island,
Mhm.
I wouldn't have believed you. But here he is, proving us wrong and proving that age is just a number.
Doing it at 135 pounds as well. I mean, I know
I,
obviously the Petr Yan
I
fight was
know.
at 135, but I remember when he moved down, thinking, it makes sense that he's trying something new,
Mm.
after the Holloway fights, but this is not going to be a nice weight cut. This is not going to be good. And here he is. Here he is. He looked fantastic. He looked great. Even
Yeah,
even didn't look bad on the scales, and that's what I was concerned about. I was like, what's this going to look like when he gets on the scales? All right, he looked like he needed a meal and some water, but he didn't look like he was, dragging himself to the scales. I suppose the issue is with Jose, if we're looking to the future, is that he's now a free agent. That was the final fight on his UFC deal. Um, what do you want to see him do? We'll worry about what the UFC might want him to do and what he might want to do in a minute, but what do you want to see Jose Aldo do?
I talked about it before, the WEC, and I'd like to see him fight another WEC veteran in Dominic Cruz, because that's a fight that we've been longing for like the best part of what, 13, 14 years now. Uh, we don't know Dominic Cruz's status at this moment in time. I believe the last time he fought was the Chito Vera knockout. Yes, it was.
Mm.
It was. We don't know whether he still wants to compete or if he just wants to delve full time into the commentary. But I think that'd be an amazing fight. That could be like chief support to any fight personally, and I think it'll whet the appetite of diehard mixed martial arts fans for sure. So that for me, that's what I want to see. Although we just saw Aldo take out a good up and comer, I'm hesitant about chucking him in like straight at the deep end. But if the Cruz one doesn't materialize, maybe Henry Cejudo. I
Mm.
think that'd be a good fight. Two veterans, both a similar mileage on the clock. Uh, yeah, so either Dominic Cruz or Henry Cejudo for me. That's who I would like to see Jose fight next.
Do you think we'll see him in the UFC again? He's played with boxing. Do you think he fights in the octagon again?
I think so. I think so, but provided that the UFC also give him the ability to box, because we saw with Jose Masvidal, Jorge Masvidal, sorry, that the UFC have essentially allowed him out of his contract. He's not out of his contract fully, but they gave him a list of names saying that you can go box these people, and obviously he's fighting Nate Diaz, I believe, next month or early
Mm.
next month, actually, in a couple of weeks, actually, like three weeks, actually.
Yeah.
Uh, so maybe he gets a deal like that, and I think he's done enough for the company. He's a well-respected legend. I know that Hunter Campbell and Sean Shelby are very, very fond of him. So I think that they'd bend the rules a little bit for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame. We saw what he could do to a crowd in Brazil. You know, if they ever put a fight on in Brazil, stick Jose Aldo on and they're going to go berserk for him. So if he does want to do boxing, which I not knowing Jose Aldo whatsoever, for some reason think he does want to kind of pursue that path as well, and hopefully they can find a reason. I like the Dominic Cruz fight stylistically. That is just it's a great sort of like it's an experiment, isn't it? What do these two styles look like when they get in there? I've this probably shows that I'm not as full on a Jose Aldo fanboy as you. I love the guy, but if he's your guy, he's your guy. I respect that because if he wants to actually, because he's talking about making a play at bantamweight, if he is serious about that, Davison Figueiredo, stick him in with
Ooh,
Davison Figueiredo,
yeah.
all Brazil, an absolute battle, technical but brutal at the same time. That would be the litmus test for me. If it's like, if you're serious about this, if you really want to make a run, if you really want to go through the years, and if you want to make a statement, Figueiredo for me would be fantastic. But if you're Jose Aldo, do you need that? Do you really
Yeah,
need that? Are there not nicer ways to, if you want to move up and maybe you fancy a title shot, are there nicer ways of doing it? And as you said, Henry Cejudo, that could be something that's more appealing as well if the Dominic Cruz fight doesn't come off. But for the fans, Figueiredo, Aldo, Jesus.
that'd be a great fight. But the thing is, Brazilians don't like to fight each other. That's the only thing that makes me think that the fight wouldn't come together. I mean, it'd be a fantastic fight and a winnable fight for Jose, I believe, stylistically. But I think just the fact that the Brazilians weirdly don't like to fight one another. I mean, I get it. They want their countrymen and countrywomen to get as elevated as high as possible. But there comes a point where you have to put your own personal success
Yeah, yeah, yeah.